There's a thrill in discovering just how formidable some dogs can be. Imagine a massive guardian facing down a ravenous predator, protecting both land and life in a show of fierce loyalty. Ready for tales of bravery, cunning, and raw canine power? Let's journey into the world of the strongest dogs. Number 1. Tibetan Mastiff's Snow Leopard Defense. In the Himalayan foothills, where cold winds sweep the rugged terrain, livestock is a precious resource. Tibetan Mastiffs, with thick coats and ancient instincts, have long guarded yaks and goats against stealthy predators like snow leopards. One evening, villagers reported a fierce standoff on the outskirts of a herding area. A Tibetan Mastiff, alerted by the panicked bleating of goats, raced uphill to confront a snow leopard prowling among the rocky ledges. Despite the leopard's agility, the Mastiff's booming barks and size advantage unsettled the feline enough for it to retreat. This close encounter reinforced the Mastiff's legendary status in the region, a vigilant protector in one of Earth's most challenging environments. In the highlands of the Caucasus Mountains, shepherds often relied on the mighty Caucasian Shepherd to protect their herds from wolves and other predators. One documented face-off occurred when a single shepherd dog intercepted 2 wolves creeping toward a settlement's sheep pen. Despite the numerical disadvantage, the Caucasian Shepherd charged without hesitation, a booming snarl echoing through the valley. The startled wolves broke formation, each uncertain about tackling this fearless behemoth. Though smaller prey might have fallen to the wolves, this dog's fierce loyalty and imposing size forced them into retreat. Local herdsmen praised the dog's resolve, saying it had safeguarded their livelihood on many such nights, demonstrating fearless dedication. Number 3. Dogo Argentino's Puma Pursuit. In the rugged wilderness of Argentina, the Dogo Argentino earned respect for its role in big game hunting. One especially daring incident involved a rancher whose cattle were stalked by a marauding puma. Determined to protect the livestock, the rancher released 2 trained Dogo Argentinos. Within moments, the puma appeared, ready to ambush. The largest of the dogs, built with powerful muscles and unyielding courage, cornered the big cat against a rocky outcrop. Despite the puma's snarls and swipes, the Dogos held their ground, steadily pushing the cat back until it had no choice but to flee. This single event highlighted the breed's fearlessness and the unwavering loyalty they show in dire situations. Number 4. Boerboel's clash with a leopard. Near the game reserves of South Africa, the Boerboel has protected farmland for centuries. In one documented event, a lone leopard slipped into a property under the cover of night, targeting smaller livestock. A massive Boerboel patrolling the grounds became aware of the intruder and swiftly intercepted. Residents later described the chilling growls and roars echoing through the darkness. Despite the leopard's lightning reflexes and deadly claws, the Boerboel's tremendous strength and steadfast determination turned the tables. The brief but fierce battle ended when the leopard broke away, leaving the Boerboel bruised but victorious. Neighbors recounted this confrontation for years, marveling at how a single dog could stand toe-to-toe with such an elusive and powerful predator. Number 5. Rottweiler vs. Coyote in the suburbs. Late one evening in a North American suburb, a homeowner was startled by frantic barking in his backyard. Rushing outside, he discovered his Rottweiler locked in a tense standoff with a hungry coyote. The Rottweiler, an imposing figure with rippling muscles, had cornered the wild animal near the fence line. Neighbors reported that the coyote, likely foraging for food, had underestimated the strength and bravery of the dog guarding its territory. With a deep, resonant snarl, the Rottweiler lunged, driving the coyote into flight. Although the event lasted mere seconds, it ended decisively. The suburban community hailed the Rottweiler's vigilance that night, impressed by its ability to protect its home so fearlessly. Number 6. Presa Canario's boar encounter. In a Spanish farming region, wild boars could wreak havoc by uprooting crops and scaring livestock. One autumn evening, a large Presa Canario, known locally for its calm but confident demeanor, crossed paths with a rogue boar in a dry field. Witnesses heard guttural snarls mixed with the boar's grunts. The Presa Canario, built like a tank with immense jaw strength, gripped the boar's flank. Though boars can be fearsome, with sharp tusks capable of injuring any foe, this dog's resilience overcame the challenge. The confrontation ended when the injured boar retreated into nearby thickets. Local farmers recounted how this event demonstrated the Presa Canario's unwavering grit in defending valuable land against a formidable adversary. Number 7. Kangal's Wolf Challenge. Deep in the rugged countryside of eastern Turkey, there was a reported clash that demonstrated the raw power of the Kangal. Local shepherds recounted how this imposing guard dog confronted a lone wolf stalking their flock. The Kangal, renowned for its incredible bite force, held its ground, barking in thunderous warning as the wolf circled. With muscles coiled and eyes locked, the Kangal lunged when the wolf moved in for an attack. Eyewitnesses said the wolf eventually turned tail, unwilling to face the fearless dog. The Kangal's protective instincts and tremendous presence saved the day, and the flock remained unscathed. It's a testament to a guardian born for the fight. Number 8. American Bulldog's Wild Hog Challenge. In the southern United States, wild hogs have become an invasive menace, tearing through farmland and forests. On a foggy morning, a seasoned American Bulldog was out with hunters when they stumbled upon a massive boar in the underbrush. Without missing a beat, the Bulldog lunged to corner the hog, showcasing remarkable strength and determination. The skirmish was intense, each animal testing the other's fortitude. Eventually, the hog tried to break away, but the Bulldog's powerful jaws held firm. Hunters quickly stepped in, ending the confrontation. They lauded the American Bulldog's role in preventing both harm to the dogs and further farmland damage, highlighting why these canines remain popular choices for hog control. Number 9. Great Pyrenees versus mountain lion. On a ranch in the American West, a Great Pyrenees guarded a large herd of sheep. Local ranchers often spoke of mountain lions lurking near the cliffs, so they relied on these majestic white dogs to protect their livelihood. One night, ranch hands heard a terrifying roar. Rushing to the paddock, they found the Great Pyrenees bravely standing between the flock and a prowling lion. Growling deeply, the dog held its ground, fluffing its imposing coat to appear even larger. Despite the cat's attempts to approach, the Great Pyrenees' unwavering stance and relentless barks eventually drove the lion away. It was another testament to the breed's historic reputation as a tireless guardian. Number 10. Pit Bull Terriers' Rattlesnake Heroics. In a rural corner of Arizona, a family's Pit Bull Terrier made headlines when it saved a small child from a rattlesnake. While out playing, the toddler accidentally wandered close to the snake's hiding spot. Sensing imminent danger, the pit bull lunged forward, barking and distracting the venomous reptile long enough for the child to be whisked away. Though the dog sustained a bite, quick veterinary care saved its life. Local reports praised the pit bull's courageous deed, reminding everyone that strength can manifest in many ways beyond brute force. Here, it wasn't about beating the snake in a fight. It was about the fearless protective nature that defines so many strong dog breeds. Number 11. German Shepherd and the Rogue Deer. In a forested region of Germany, a German Shepherd named Rex gained local fame for a remarkable intervention. A young deer, disoriented and possibly injured by a passing vehicle, thrashed wildly near a hiking trail. Concerned the panicked deer might bolt onto a busy road, Rex's owner gave a swift command. The agile dog positioned itself between the deer and the trail entrance, guiding the frightened animal away from traffic. Though not a brutal showdown, it demonstrated the German Shepherd's controlled power and intelligence. By calmly redirecting the deer, Rex prevented potential harm to both the animal and motorists. It was a reminder that strength isn't just measured by defeating an opponent, but by protecting all involved. Number 12. Cane Corso's Wildcat Encounter. In rural Italy, the cane corso has long been cherished as a farm guardian. One spring, locals recounted an encounter between a cane corso named Bruno and a wildcat caught skulking near chickens. Wildcats, smaller than lynxes, are still fierce predators with sharp claws and teeth. Bruno confronted the intruder with thunderous barks. When the wildcat launched a surprise attack, Bruno's robust frame and fearless stance deflected the assault. The tussle lasted only moments before the startled wildcat fled. Witnesses were astounded at the dog's calm yet unyielding approach. Bruno suffered a few scratches but remained steadfast in his duty, reinforcing the cane corso's reputation as a powerful, ever-alert sentinel of rural homesteads. Number 13. Akita's Bear Warning. In a remote Japanese village, an Akita named Kuma showed exactly why this breed has been revered for centuries. A foraging Asiatic black bear ventured too close to the village outskirts, near the stored winter supplies. Kuma, sensing the threat, barked persistently, alerting villagers before the animal approached any homes. Though the bear never engaged in a full fight, the dog's courageous display and warning calls drove the intruder back into the forest. Several residents credited Kuma with preventing a potentially dangerous encounter. The episode underscored the Akita's heritage as a loyal protector, reminding everyone that sometimes the strongest act is to ward off danger before it can escalate into violence. Number 14. Fila Brasileiro versus Feral Hog. On the sprawling ranches of Brazil, the Fila Brasileiro is known for its tracking and guarding prowess. One sweltering afternoon, a rancher's dog group flushed out a feral hog from dense brush. While most dogs circled warily, the Fila Brasileiro charged head-on, using its muscular frame to press the hog away from the ranch buildings. Witnesses said the hog squealed and retaliated, but the large dog held its position with remarkable resolve. Eventually, the hog, overwhelmed, took off into the undergrowth. Ranch workers praised the Fila's unwavering bravery, highlighting the breed's significance in managing aggressive pests. This spirited confrontation proved just how well adapted the Fila Brasileiro can be when protecting people and property. Number 15. Sarplananak defending the flock. In the mountainous regions of the Balkans, the Sarplananak has earned respect as a fearless guardian against wolves. In one widely shared account, a Sarplananak named Misko encountered a lone wolf sniffing around a hillside flock of sheep. Misko's furious barking and fearless stance met the wolf's snarls and attempts to approach. Even though wolves pose a serious threat, Misko never wavered. Reports from local shepherds claim the wolf retreated after a short but intense stare-down. The dog's imposing posture and readiness to fight if necessary convinced the predator it wasn't worth the risk. The story spread among villagers, underlining the Sarplananak's unwavering devotion to its herd and extraordinary defensive capabilities in harsh mountain terrain. Number 16. Alibai's Wolfpack Standoff. In the open steppes of Central Asia, the Alibai, or Central Asian Shepherd, has guarded livestock for millennia. Several herders recounted a chilling event when a small wolf pack encircled a flock at dusk. One alibi, perched on the outskirts, rushed forward with thunderous barking. The wolves, momentarily taken aback, tested the dog's resolve with feints. Yet the alibi refused to give ground, its colossal frame towering between the predators and the vulnerable sheep. With no easy prey in sight, the pack chose not to engage in a costly fight and slunk away. The herders credited the alibai's imposing presence and fierce loyalty, celebrating the remarkable courage that has protected their families for generations. Number 17. Bull Mastiff versus Wild Dog Pack. An African wildlife sanctuary once saw a tense confrontation when a group of wild dogs strayed too close to the manager's living quarters. A resident bull mastiff named Sumo, known for his calm demeanor, sprang into action. Wild dogs often hunt in packs, making them formidable adversaries. But Sumo's size and intimidating bark halted the group's advance. The pack circled in confusion, uneasy about challenging such a solid opponent. After a few tense moments, the wild dogs scattered, seeking easier targets. Sanctuary staff admired how Sumo managed to avert chaos with his mere presence. This bull mastiff show of controlled power and unwavering bravery exemplified why the breed has historically served as an elite security companion. Number 18. Leonberger's Deer Intervention. Along a European country road, a large Leonberger named Hans averted a potentially tragic accident involving a darting deer. The startled deer, possibly fleeing from a nearby forest, raced towards speeding traffic. Hans, on a walk with his owner, suddenly broke into a run, herding the deer away from the road. Although not a violent altercation, the encounter underscored the Leonberger's agility and protective instincts. Witnesses watched in astonishment as Hans gently guided the confused deer back toward the tree line. By channeling its natural assertiveness without harming the deer, the Leonberger prevented a dangerous collision. This small but remarkable act showcased the breed's strength and empathy, earning local praise for a heroic intervention. Number 19. Estrela Mountain Dog versus Iberian Wolf. In the northern mountains of Portugal, Estrela Mountain dogs have long protected flocks from wolves. A documented case involved a herder named Sophia, who woke to panicked bleating at dawn. She hurried out to find her Estrela, a giant named Lobo, fur bristling at the edge of the corral. Beyond stood an Iberian wolf, hungry and intent. Lobo advanced slowly, booming a furious bark that echoed among the rocky slopes. Their locked eyes underscored a tense standoff. Eventually, the wolf tried a quick feint, but Lobo lunged, ready to defend. Realizing the risk, the wolf retreated into the pine scrub. Sophia declared it proof of the Estrela's unwavering watchfulness, a loyal sentinel that warded off a cunning predator. Number 20. Anatolian Shepherd versus Jackal Intrusion. On the plains of Anatolia, a shepherd once recounted an incident where an Anatolian shepherd bravely thwarted a jackal's attempt to raid newborn lambs. Although jackals are smaller than wolves, they are cunning and pose a real threat to vulnerable livestock. That night, the dog, sensing movement near the flock, launched into a fierce chase across the moonlit field. The startled jackal zigzagged, trying to outmaneuver its larger pursuer, but the determined Anatolian would not relent. Eventually, the jackal escaped into darkness, leaving the lambs unharmed. According to villagers, it was a classic example of the breed's protective nature and stamina, honed by centuries of defending herds against stealthy and persistent predators. Number 21. Tosa Inu's Historical Bear Watch. In Japan, centuries ago, Tosa Inu dogs were bred for strength and discipline. Records from rural provinces mention Tosas acting as deterrents against black bears lurking near farmlands. One such story, passed down by a farming family, described how a single Tosa Inu stood guard near the forest's edge. When a foraging bear wandered too close, the dog issued deep, reverberating barks. Whether from intimidation or annoyance, the bear eventually changed course. While this was not a bloody confrontation, it was a powerful demonstration of the Tosa's imposing presence. Villagers often referred to that dog's legacy as an example of how a steadfast canine watch can keep potential threats at bay without needless violence. Number 22. Guldong's Panther Alarm. In certain parts of Pakistan, the Guldong, a strong breed with pit bull and gull terrier ancestry, has an intense reputation. One farmer recounted a dawn encounter when a stealthy panther slinked too close to his livestock enclosure. The family's Guldong raised the alarm, barking in furious bursts. Though it never came to full contact, the big cat recognized it faced a formidable protector. It prowled around the perimeter, but could not breach the Guldong's vigilant defense. Tensions ran high for several minutes before the panther chose a safer path back to the thick brush. Neighbors praised the dog's readiness, citing it as a perfect example of the breed's fierce loyalty and undeniable courage. Number 23. English Mastiff's Goose Rescue. On a serene lakeshore in England, an English Mastiff named Duke made headlines by stepping in when an aggressive goose attacked a smaller waterfowl. While geese might seem less menacing than larger predators, a riled one can inflict painful bites. Witnesses saw Duke trotting along the bank when he noticed the commotion. Duke intervened, placing his massive body between the terrified duck and the honking goose. His low, rumbling bark convinced the goose to back off. Though not a grand clash of titans, the protective display still showcased the Mastiff's imposing size and calm bravery. Onlookers admired Duke's gentle approach, proving that strength can also be exercised through measured, non-violent intervention. From massive mountain guardians to swift protectors on farmland, these real-life stories prove that canine strength is as diverse as it is awe-inspiring. Thanks for watching.